Ah,
Love it.
That's right. Hello, and welcome to the Rock and Roll Podcast. I'm your host, John Harris. Now on my left-hand side is my right-hand man, Gabriel. And today on the Rock and Roll Podcast, we have Overt Enemy, and they've taken two EPs and combined them into a full release called Inception Possession, which is released actually as of day of recording today, correct?
Today, yep. Wow. Friday the 13th. Good
Wow,
times.
congratulations. As if 2020 needed anything else. We have Friday the 13th.
I think
perfect.
we've had two Friday the 13th this year so far.
Yeah, I think it was March was the last one, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that.
All right, so we've got this release via Confused Records. Right now being joined by Robert, who's going to share some more information about what the band has got going on about this release. So, Robert, welcome to the show.
Awesome. Appreciate the opportunity to talk with you today.
Yeah, absolutely great to have you on. Now, I guess my first question is, and maybe you probably get this one a lot, instead of just releasing another EP or maybe a couple of singles or even a whole new album, what was the decision to go through the process of remastering these two EPs?
Well, we're still writing and recording new material, and due to the situation with COVID and everything like that, and lockdowns here locally and not being able to get together as often as we'd like, we decided to do something that we had been putting off doing for a little while, which was putting out a vinyl. We thought to ourselves, you know what, everybody's been asking, like literally every time we talk to somebody about either one of our EPs, they say, well, when can I get it on vinyl? When can I get it on vinyl? And we just kind of did the math and thought, you know what, if we're going to put out a record, we might as well put everything that we've got on that record and also do some digital bonus tracks, demos, and things of that nature as well, kind of as a bonus thank you for the fans and, that kind of thing. So we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a really good point because sometimes I get bands asking me as if I know, should we do vinyl? And so, well, it's your fan base. They're the ones who are going to be buying it. And it sounds like the decision was kind of made for you guys. The fans were saying, we want vinyl. And then you did the math.
Yeah, so, that and, we sold out all of the original pressings of the original CDs from both EPs, so they're gone, and we needed a re-up. And if you're going to spend money to make something, we thought, well, you know what, let's make the vinyl, let's make some more CDs, let's combine them both, that way people get something new that they didn't have before, and give Josh, our producer, another crack at remastering it, which I think, I don't know what he did, but it sounds better to me. It sounded good the first time. I think it sounds better now. And quite frankly, this album is still new. I mean, we put out all the music last year. Both EPs were released within about 6 or 8 months of each other. And for the majority of the world, like a lot of your listeners, this is a brand new record. Mm-hmm. So, it's not something that was released 5 or 10 years ago or anything. So it just, the way that the workflow happened, we recorded 3 songs, and then we recorded 4 more, and we decided to put it all together in one economical package for everybody, plus the bonuses.
That's right. Something you mentioned was the bonuses. So let's get into the bonuses there. Yeah. What are the bonuses? And I guess there's only so much room on a vinyl record. So how did you? Is it on the vinyl, or is it just on CD? The bonuses.
So the vinyl has all the songs from both EPs on side A and side B, and then so it's a full length record. And then there's 2 variations. It's a limited edition release. So there's like 250 color swirl variants. So each one is completely unique. And then there's like 200 black ones as well. We're still waiting on actually the physical records to actually come in. We ordered them months ago, and COVID's got everything delayed and all of that. So we're waiting on the records to come in. You can pre-order them, and then we'll ship them, when they come in. But every record has a digital copy, and that digital copy code includes a digital copy of all the songs on the record, plus instrumental versions of every single song, and demo. I think we've got pretty much a demo version of every single song on there as well. And the demos are kind of raw, but they're the versions that we kept as we were writing, and we thought, you know what, that's like the working demo. That's what it's going to sound like, more or less. And we'll make it sound way better in the studio, and all that good stuff. So, little mistakes here, there, and that kind of thing. But as a fan myself, like Megadeth, they released their entire back catalog remastered, right? And so I really trip out on hearing the demos of the songs that I've heard 15,000 times and I know backwards by heart and all of that stuff. So, hearing the demo for, Peace Cells or Table de la Monde or whatever, and hearing, oh, they changed that. Oh man, I wish they kept that riff in, that kind of thing. And so we decided to do that. And we actually had one song that we hadn't finished yet for Possession when we recorded it, and decided, you know what, let's just throw the demo on there. We've kind of moved on from that tune, but there's a riff in there that I like a lot. And so I told the guys, let's just put it out too. Why not? And sure enough, some people were like, wow, that's pretty cool. Y'all should have fleshed that out. So anyway, the CD has the whole album plus all the instrumentals. We filled that CD to the brim. So if you have a car and you have a CD player, you can keep it in there for a good while and you won't get bored. We varied the track order as well. So I think when you hear the instrumentals, you'll be like, yeah, you know what? I can hear those songs in a different way. And it's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Are the instrumentals just without vocals, or is there something?
It's just no vocals. Yeah, we just took the vocals off. But we have a lot of lyrics and stuff, and so it kind of opens the song up a little bit more. And you deep listeners out there will hear a few things maybe that you haven't heard when you listen to a normal song, because the vocals are very present.
Yeah. Always thinking about those vocals and the lyrics, and then now that isn't there, you can hear some more things that are going on. Cool. So I guess take us through, you wanted to chat about a couple of tracks here, one from each side. So In the End We Died from Possession and Political Cancer from Inception, correct?
Yeah. So what do you want to know?
Well, I guess my first question is, out of both EPs, why these two tracks?
Because, In the End We Died is kind of a special song. It was one of the older songs. It actually used to be called Dissection, and it was one of the songs we wrote right after Inception, but it was like one of the last ones we finished when we were recording Possession in the studio. So the lyrics and everything didn't get finalized until like the actual session where we sat down to finish the song. And our producer Josh Lopez, who plays he plays bass in a band called Immortal Guardian, and he's a prolific musician. He asked to do a guest solo on the record, and so the last solo on that song is Josh shredding it up. And it's just a really cool song, and we wanted to make sure that, sometimes when you put out music, some songs kind of get overlooked a little bit because they're the last song on a record, or maybe it's a longer song, that kind of thing. And so it wasn't kind of featured as a single when we initially released it or anything, and we wanted to make sure that it got its due. And we've got a lyric video that should be coming out any day now on a website. Not sure who's going to premiere it yet, but our PR guy's working on all that. And it's a really cool song. It's about the zombie apocalypse from the perspective of the zombie in retrospect. So imagine if you were standing around with another zombie 10 years after, everything hit the fan, and, one zombie asked the other one, well, hey, what happened to you? What's your story? And that's what the lyrics for the song are about. So kind of weird, we try to make things a little interesting from a lyrical perspective.
Well, and the thing is, you mentioned a very unique perspective that, at least to my knowledge, I haven't heard very often. Not only is it post-apocalyptic, say 10 years out, but from the perspective of the zombies
Yeah, it's like your story, It's like what happened to you. That's why I don't want to scare your son, but it's got her eyes euphoric, eating the flesh of her young, full throttle nightmare unfolds and gorged on brains and blood. That's the guy he's talking like, hey, my wife turned into a zombie and started, eating our kids, right? So that's basically like what that whole thing is about, man. It's crazy.
Wow. Okay, now something you mentioned was that Josh did some remastering and was the producer on this stuff. Was it a decision from the very beginning that you guys started really, because you guys have been releasing stuff, looks like since 2019, 2018?
Yeah, 2019 last year. I think we put out one, and then I don't know, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, what's your question?
Oh yeah. So basically my question is, I don't know, maybe is it kind of unique for a thrash metal band to want to work with a producer so early on in their career?
No, so I have a home studio and record, and I actually recorded the version of Mercenary that's a bonus track from the movie The Blood Tapes, which was an independent film that was made here, and we released that I think in 2016 or 2017, something like that. But we liked that song a lot, and we thought, you know what, let's re-record that when we recorded Inception. And we went to Josh at Widowmaker Studios because the guys, we nicknamed him the Wizard. He's gonna be, I think, one of the biggest producers in metal one day, and he's just mega talented. And so even if you have your own gear and your own knowledge of how to use the software and what to do, ultimately there's somebody out there that's maybe got better ears, or they've got more flight time, behind the controls. And he does day in and day out at Widowmaker Studios is crank out exceptionally professional records, regardless of genre. And so, we decided, what, we do all of our own pre-production demos. We record every practice, all of that kind of stuff. But, we thought, what, let's go get in the studio and let's work with somebody that can make sure that we're getting the best out of ourselves. That way we're very confident with what we're putting out. And so the point of the remaster was, well, we had to remaster the whole thing for vinyl anyway. And so Josh kind of gave the whole project a once over to make sure that, the entire album has continuity sonically, and it, sounds like an album, which it does.
Mm-hmm. Big question for you. How do you feel it translated to vinyl?
We got the test pressings in last Monday. I got 4 test pressings in the mail. And honestly, I got goosebumps. It was one of those life goals for us to put out a record. And we self-finance a lot of stuff. The label where we work with, Confused Records, it's like a DIY co-op label. So bands pitching in together for promotion and things like that. So, we'd always wanted to put out a vinyl for as long as we've all been playing music and everything. And it sounds awesome. People are gonna, I just listened to it. I A-B'd the record with I think the new Havoc and the new Heathen, and I think the new Testament album that came out. Mm-hmm. And it's right there, I think we can hang. So I think people will be very happy with the sonic quality.
Yeah, and I mean, the funny you mentioned Testament, because when I hear your guys' record, the way you guys were able to get the bass to sound is very reminiscent of that. I was like, I don't know, pounding steel. Like, I don't know how they got I had Testament on the show, and I was like, how do you get the bass sound? He's like, we're not telling you.
Yeah, I have no idea either. That's all Slayerella and Josh and Leo tweaking tone knobs and stuff. And I know that I think we used a dark glass preamp or something like that on the bass. Mm-hmm. I'm the guitarist. I don't know. I don't pay attention too much, but I'm pretty. But yeah, I mean, that you can really hear. That's the thing that kind of gave me a little bit of pause. Actually, Josh came by the other day, and I put on the record and showed him, and we all listen to music on tiny speakers now, right? We're listening on headphones, like these earbuds, or maybe like a Bluetooth speaker or something like that connected to our phones, or in the car. That's where I traditionally would listen to music. And so I recently got into collecting vinyl and bought some nice pair of speakers, spent like $400 or $500 and bought some good speakers. And I forgot what it sounds like to hear music in real stereo on good speakers and all of that stuff, and that not sounding like an audiophile or a snob or a tone snob or anything like that. I forgot like what it sounded like when a guitar comes from this way and another guitar comes from this way, and the timing is different, and all of the dynamic things that you do in the studio, and it's the way I think that we're supposed to listen to music, So yeah, it's really cool, man. I'm very, very excited. The test pressings came out perfect, and I can't wait for those records to come in. I'm super stoked about it.
Yeah, very cool stuff. I've got some links that we'll post on today's show notes, where I'm guessing you guys have all the necessary links, like from Bandcamp and Facebook and all that to order records.
Yeah, totally. So you can get the record on Bandcamp. You can just do a search for OVERT ENEMY, or if you go to our label URL, confusedrecords.com, that'll take you right to Bandcamp, to the Bandcamp store, and you can order through there. You can order the record on overtenemystore.com. That's our t-shirt store, and we're selling the vinyl and the CDs through there. And this release is physical only. So the original EP, it's all online. On Spotify and all the streaming platforms and all of that. So, this is really something we put together, for the fans and for the new fans and everything. And if you like physical, we've definitely got you covered, but you can get digital on Bandcamp as well.
Okay, very cool. Now, something we mentioned earlier in the interview was local lockdowns, really unable to get together to rehearse and do proper studio time and everything. So my next question, Robert, is how has this year, I guess, gone for you guys? Has it been like a major disruption? You had to really change the way things were going, or is it kind of more or less gone to plan? Has it given you guys more time to write more material than you would have otherwise if you've been playing the circuit?
That's a good question. So I think it's a bit of both. We had, this year was supposed to be a road year. We had a lot of gigs scheduled. We're in Texas, and so Texas is like a whole country unto itself, and we live way down at the bottom of Texas. So our focus for the year was really trying to play like all the major markets in Texas twice before we hit the studio and start re-recording toward the end of the year and all of that stuff. And so, of course, with COVID and everything, we've all kind of been at home. Down here, we had stringent lockdowns for a period of months and very high, infection rates and things like that. And so we've all been just pretty much hanging out with family, doing the family thing and writing music here or there. We've got a Facebook group internally that we send videos to each other and that kind of thing to help with the writing process. And I think we've got probably about 2.5 hours worth of like song ideas, like different things. We're like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, hey, check this out, that kind of thing. And of that, we've fleshed out maybe 2 or 3, embryonic songs that are, in the 80 to 90 percentile of what they'll end up being. With the overall goal is to put out the next release we do is to put out like a full length. So we're toying with the idea of maybe going and recording a single or something like that, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We're putting out the vinyl and the CD for right now, and we'll probably put out a single sometime in the next 6 months or so.
Okay. Very cool stuff. It's something that with so much fan involvement, have you guys considered doing any kind of crowdfunding?
Well, that's kind of what we did with with this release. Is we did a ultra early pre-order where we gave people an opportunity to get their if they pre-ordered, they got like a special package with a special shirt and some extra bonus items, and they got to put their name in the liner notes. I got that idea from Crowbar. Shout out to Crowbar. They when they released, I think, Symmetry in Black, they put out something like that to their fans and said, hey, anybody that, here's the tiers, and if you can kick in $50 or whatever it was, you'll get a copy of the album, plus your name will be in the liner notes. And so my name is in the liner notes in a thank you section, and I thought that was really cool, and it's a keepsake, and it's unique, and so we decided to do that, and we had a bunch of people take us up on it, and that enabled us to get the record made, and we're again very grateful and very enthused about it.
Mm-hmm. Abso-freaking-lutely. All right, and then in the end we died.
Yeah, and then you wanted to know, I think, about Political Cancer too, like why that song, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I know you guys have a music video for that one. So is that kind of like the single from that EP?
Yeah, that was the single from that EP, and we really like that song a lot. And since it's kind of an election year and everything, we decided, what, yeah, let's
What kind of political cancer is going on in the States right now? I don't understand.
Right? Yeah, the lyrics are pretty spot on with the entirety of the political situation, and it really kind of doesn't matter what country you're in the world. I think we all have the same opinion that politicians are corrupt and they'll say just about anything to get elected, and that's pretty much what that song's about.
Does it, I don't know, surprise you at all how much it strikes this year, or do you kind of not surprised because?
No, because we wrote that song before the last election. So, yeah, I think it's one of those songs that's gonna stand the test of time. I keep thinking like we should have made it like a video with our singer Leo, like at a podium, in like a suit, doing the whole political rally thing and singing the lyrics and stuff. But we never got around to do it. It would have been really cool, but. Anyway, yeah. Unless all the politicians get their act together and stop taking money from special interest groups and actually do what they say they're going to do, I don't think that song's ever going to get old or dated.
Very, very, very valid point. All right, now I believe we've chatted about everything that we wanted to chat about. A couple of the tracks, the EPs, the release, the bonuses, the remastering, the vinyl side of things, what you guys have been up to this year. Why the couple of tracks we wanted to chat about today. Is there anything that I missed that you wanted to chat about, Robert?
No, I just like to give a shout out to our family, our wives and kids, and my wife Deanna and my son Logan and Travis, and everybody that gives us a bit of their time and a bit of their lives. It's something that is cherished and important and special to us, and there's a million bands out there in the world, and everybody's vying to get a little piece of somebody's attention. So it's very humbling that people dig what we're doing and buy our stuff, and we promise we're going to continue to put out music that we think is good, and we hope everybody enjoys it, and we're always going to be a fans first band, and we'll keep everybody in the loop on future developments, and we appreciate you guys too taking the time to have us on today.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Wow. Then the only thing I have left to say, Robert, is to thank you for coming on to the Rock and Roll Podcast today.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. Go ahead and stop recording, please, sweetie.